Dzień dobry. About 2 weeks ago, a question popped up in the comments section on one of my videos. A gentleman very specifically asked me whether or not you keep your thumb inside the thumb ring the entire time you perform a Moulinet, and if so, how. Now, I'm no expert, but I always want to answer questions when they come in my comment sections and try and help people out, because that's what we're here for. And the message I sent him back was not the best. It was a bit wall texty and probably didn't make the point very well. Since I was unsatisfied with this answer and I have a bit of spare time right this minute, I thought I'd quickly make a video to address this exact question and hopefully helps him out, and if you want to watch, go right ahead too. I hope you enjoy. I feel the main reason my answer was so unsatisfactory to this particular gentleman was that it's something I've never thought of. So for example, take this Hussar Shoveler here with a thumb ring. The first time I ever picked up a saber with a thumb ring, I was always able to Moulinet and keep my thumb inside the ring. Whether you're just doing the basic wrist Moulinets, such as this, I found it easy. Or whether you're doing a bit more of an advanced technique like I learned, where you actually Moulinet with the finger action, I find that to be easy as well. I can do it naturally without thinking. So when someone asks you a question like this, it is the best type of question, because if it's something you've been able to do natural, when someone asks you how you do it, it forces you to think about something you haven't thought of yet. So I'm going to think about it today. So in order to clearly demonstrate where my thumb is during the Moulinet, I thought I'd break out the training shoveler. Now as you can see, this one has got a thumb ring. It is very fine and narrow, so it's not going to block your point of view, and it is open, it's not closed at the top. Now the reason for this being is you'd use this for sparring, and during sparring you'd probably wear, you'd want to wear a thick glove because you get whacked across the hand and knuckles a fair bit, and there'd be a thick layer of padding over your thumb. If this loop was closed, it would be difficult to slot a padded thumb into a loop that's made for just a regular use. So it's open at the top, you can grab it and easily hold it regardless of how thick the padding is on the back of your thumb. And also this tells us something which should be relatively obvious, that this part of the ring here is where your thumb is pulling and exerting pressure. Now I say this should be obvious, although I've seen some people claim that you actually push against the ring this way, like you push against the top of the ring. Now I've never seen anyone legitimate suggest this, and I would not suggest it either. So I'm just gonna use this one here to show you where my thumb goes, and hopefully it'll be very clear for you. So I'll start by showing having the thumb in the thumb ring during the most basic wrist Moulinet. Now this is one I began with when I very first bought my first Polish saber, and it just came quite natural to me and didn't take any effort at all. So as it comes down, as you can see, the thumb is still inside, and you can cut, you can cut, you can cut. You can Moulinet the other side too, both sides. Now bearing in mind the wrist always opens this way, it never collapses this way. This is a much stronger shape. It is how you perform a bench press. This shape here, it's much more easy to be disarmed and it'll collapse from your hand. So once again, using only the wrist and the fingers staying closed relatively, I'll try to. It's very difficult not to use the fingers once you've learnt that technique. The saber falls as the wrist folds back, and then you will go forward again. Now I find that very easy to keep my thumb inside the thumb ring the whole time. Now we'll try Moulinet using finger mechanics, my favourite type of Moulinet. Now the main mechanics are between, as it is withdrawn, the blade is fully retracted, the index finger is pulled at its tightest and the little finger loosens off. As you can see, you have a little pocket of room in here. Then as you cut, the index finger releases, the little finger pulls forward, and as you can see, this gap is removed. This is still all tight, but you are cutting with just the fingertips, doing a lot of the work on the blade. So here you have an opening. As you cut, that opening closes. What does the thumb do? This is the part I hadn't actually thought of, the part I always done natural, that thank you to the gentleman for asking me a question, it's maybe actually think more about. Now, when you withdraw the saber and the index finger is pulled tight and the little finger relaxes, as you can see, the thumb drives deeper into the actual ring. The ring ends up cupping this knuckle here on your thumb right down in the V. So that is very close. Now, as the little finger pulls, the index finger releases, and as you can see now, the thumb here, the main pad of your thumb, presses down onto the ring, and you can control, you can limit, you can put the brakes on it, you can stop mid-car, you can do whatever. It just gives you a lot more purchase on the handle now that the thumb is actually hanging on to that ring. So once again, the index finger tightens, the little finger loosens, a gap appears here, the thumb drives through the ring a little bit more, the ring cups this section of the thumb. As you cut, the little finger pulls, the index finger releases, and the thumb controls the motion by applying pressure with the main pad to the same section of the ring. This gap closes and you've cut forward a little bit. Now, the only difference between the wrist Moulinet and using finger motion is you're adding this to the mix. So once again, we are in the open position. We've cut, so we've finished the cut. As we go back to our open position, the wrist has once again folded this way, not that way. Folded this way back towards us, and then the thumb is shot through the ring. Then as the little finger squeezes, the thumb goes and presses downward on this part of the ring. So once we put it all together, so we've cut or we've parried or we've whatever, it's like that. It's like that. So back, little finger loose, thumb through, index finger tight, then pull the little finger, the thumb presses against here. Back, as you can see, once I've got to here, the thumb is through the ring, little finger loose, index finger has tightened, then we reverse it, little finger tightens, index finger opens, and thumb slides out and applies pressure to the ring. Now, I hope this has answered your question, because that is how I've always done it, and once I adapted the finger movement, that just come natural. It's just very easy to do that. So if you have one with a thumb ring, give it a try yourself at home, and I hope I've answered your question a lot more thoroughly and satisfactorily. Until next time, do widzenia.